Hey guys, it's your boy Silver, and I'm going to be looking at all the new toys we get to play with this season. Yes, I know Astrocross already did a video similar to this one, and his will be linked down in the description. Um, but I saw his video last season when he did the same thing, and I thought it would be a cool thing to do. I didn't get to do it last season, so we're doing it this season. Ignore that. So, let's start with the new perks, just so when we see them on weapons, we know what they do. And I'm probably going to mispronounce so many things, so make fun of me for it in the comments. Adiago. Adigo? After defeating a target, this weapon fires, charges, or draws more slowly and deals increased damage for a brief time. Is that it? Yep. So, I guess it's similar to a damage perk. You defeat a target, and then it changes the way, basically the archetype of the weapon to be a higher impact. EM Anomaly. So this is the one on the new exotic linear fusion. So I'll just ignore that, and we'll get to it here in a minute. Encore Precision Final Blows. Grant a stacking bonus range to this weapon. Non-precision final blows remove the range stack, but grant bonus accuracy and stability when all range stacks. Stacks. Words are hard. Have been removed. Interesting. I don't know how well it will work in application, but that is for a later time. Ensemble. Improved handling and reload speed when allies are nearby. So it's like the complete opposite of threat detector. Well, not opposite. Maybe the opposite side of the same coin. So instead of getting improved stats when enemies are nearby, you're going to get them when your allies are nearby. I see this as more of a PvP perk. Probably good for 6s. Mileage may vary in 3s. Harmony. Final blows with other weapons improve this weapon's damage and performance for a short duration. And of course, none of these, I don't know the numbers for them yet, for how much they improve certain stats. If one of these perks ends up being super cracked, well, you'll probably see a video from me about it. But this is kind of a watered down version of Master of Arms, is how it reads to me. Hey guys, it's Editor Silver from the future. After recording all that footage, I went into a lost sector to do a little bit of testing with some of the new perks. I've got my numbers here in my handy dandy notepad. So I only have one weapon with the Adiago. I'm going to pronounce it different every time, Get over it. It's a 180, so I compared it to a 140. The damage on the 180 with the Adiago perk active was about 1,000 higher. I tested it in the lost sector with Carl, just on all the various creatures in there that I had to shoot at. So the damage was slightly higher than a 140. I didn't notice the difference in fire rate. I will probably, once I get my hand on more weapons with the Adiago perk, I'll probably do some more testing. Maybe I'll make a video. If not, you'll see something about it on my Twitter, which you should follow. And the Harmony perk, I also only have one weapon with that. It was a fusion rifle. And according to my math, I was getting an 8% damage increase. And again, with the same as the Adiago perk, once I get more weapons and am able to test them a bit more, I will make a tweet, make a video. You'll know about it somehow. So back to past Silver. Have a good day. I do think I have a weapon with Harmony, so I will go check my vault, and when I edit this, I will put a little percentage on the screen. Headstone. Precision final blows spawn a stasis crystal at the victim's location. And I believe this is only available on the stasis weapons, so I don't see it being much use in PvP. PvE, it kind of depends on the weapon type and the activity, and of course you got to be running a stasis subclass to get use out of those stasis crystals, so we'll see. Shoot to loot. If you played Destiny 1, you'll remember this one. Shooting an ammo brick picks it up and automatically reloads all of your equipped weapons from reserves. I do not remember because it's been so long, but I don't remember in Destiny 1 if it reloaded equipped weapons or if it just picked up the ammo. If I remember correctly, and I could be very wrong on this because it's been so long since I've played D1 and played around with shoot to loot, but I think it reloaded the weapon that you were using at the time, but I can't remember. Let's see. Now we're on to all the new weapons. And if you look at my tabs, we'll cover the new exotics that we're, armor pieces that we're getting. So the Lorenzo, this fusion rifle's name is Lorenzo, and you can't change my mind about it. This weapon targets with an automated targeting system. Final blows and marked targets generate a telemetry pattern. Picking up the telemetry patterns grants bonus ability energy. Collecting 3 without dying grants this weapon bonus damage for a long duration. EM anomaly. A precision final blow with this weapon creates an implosion that pulls in nearby targets and damages them with additional detonation. I mean, I've only used this for 1 round of the seasonal activity, and I can't say whether it's good or not yet, but it is fun. And at the end of the day, we're playing games to have fun, right? So back to where we Skaithlock is back into the game. It is an auto rifle. It's a 600 RPM, the adaptive frame. Let's look at what perks it's got. And of course, you'll see more reviews once I get my hands on these weapons and actually get to play with them, and if they're good or not. But for the most part, I'm going to ignore these first 2 columns because they're very similar from weapon to weapon, and they slightly change it, but not enough for me to talk about it. So we're just going to look at the final 2 column perks. So we've got tunnel vision, surplus, heating up, subsistence, under pressure, and threat detector. And then over here we've got osmosis, sympathetic arsenal, rampage, multi-kill clip, eye of the storm, adrenaline junkie. In this column, threat detector it's okay. I feel like the requirements to proc it is so-so depending on what activity you're running, so I usually skip out on weapons that have threat detector. Under pressure, improves stability and accuracy as the magazine gets lower. We're working with a stability of 45. That's just base, and you know, it'll change depending on your masterwork and what you get for barrels and magazines. I probably wouldn't. I mean, I might. What's 42 in the magazine? This may or may not be a decent perk. Probably definitely more for PvP. Subsistence, it's a good perk. You can get that subsistence rampage combo. I already see that. For PvE purposes, of course, subsistence rampage would also work in PvP. Heating up, final blows. Increase accuracy and stability while improving vertical recoil. It's pretty good for auto rifles or anything that you really want stability on. Heating up's a good one. Surplus is a good perk. Personally, I classify it as A-, but that's more of a personal opinion. I know a lot of other people consider it A+ S tier perk. I personally don't like it because it is not consistent. You know, you've got 3 varying levels of bonuses from surplus depending on how many abilities you have charged. And personally, I just don't like it because you gotta, to get the full benefits, you gotta hold on to your abilities. Not worth it for me. But if you like surplus, you're more than welcome to. Tunnel vision, I am a fan of this perk. It makes things feel so crispy after you reload after getting a kill, get that tunnel vision activated. Osmosis, it's okay. We do have anti-barrier auto rifles for champions, and that's our only mod for anti-barrier. So osmosis could work, especially if you got an activity where you got match game and you need another element. in your arsenal, and so you can just throw a grenade, and then you've got a solar Skaithlock until you switch it. Sympathetic arsenal. This is okay. I'm not a fan personally. Reloading after final blows also reloads stowed weapons, and it does what it does, but I just feel like there's a lot of other things that get outclassed, or it gets outclassed by a lot of other things. Rampage, solid damage perk all around. Good for Crucible, good for PvE stuff. Multi-kill clip. A decent perk. It would have been cool to see kill clip on here. But heating up multi-kill clip is always a good option. You get bonus from heating up, and then you get the bonus damage from multi-kill clip. I like it. I would have preferred kill clip, but you got to do what you got to do. Eye of the Storm. Weapon gets health. Weapon gets more accurate and boosts handling as your health gets lower. It's good for what it does, but like other things, I think the activation cost is too much for the benefits that you get. Adrenaline Junkie. I mean, I could be wrong, but I believe the damage bonus from Adrenaline Junkie, it stacks up to 3 times, but I believe the damage is similar, if not the exact same, as the damage you get per stack of Rampage. And so unless you're running a grenade build, not really worth it. I pretty much shard everything that comes with Adrenaline Junkie. And that's it for Skaithlock. The Last Breath. Another adaptive frame 600 RPM auto rifle. Let's see what it gets with. So we have Demolitionist, Killing Wind, Ensemble, one of the new perks. Dynamic Sway, Subsistence, and Slide Shot with Osmosis, Adrenaline Junkie, Frenzy, One for All, Rangefinder, and Adiago. So just looking at the perks, I feel like it's a lot better for PvE. This last column, Rangefinder, is really the only thing that I would say go ahead and take it for PvP. Adiago may or may not be good for PvP. I don't know yet. I haven't played with the perk. I haven't gotten any weapons to try it on. But yeah, for PvE, you've got a lot of good options. Ensemble would probably, or for PvE, did I say PvP? I don't know. For Ensemble, I mean, in Nightfalls, you know, for the most part, you're pretty close to your allies, so you get those bonuses. Demolition is also a decent one. But you got Frenzy and One for All that are always good perks for PvE. Yeah, that's pretty it. PvE, I think Subsistence Frenzy is probably your best bet. And when we get to the end of this video, I'll go back and look at the drops for each playlist so you can see what weapons come from where. You know, these ones come from the Prophecy Dungeon, which is currently bugged, so don't bother running that. However, on that note, I will, once they fix the drop in Prophecy, I'll be coming out with a solo guide. Prophecy is not that hard, guys. You can do it. I believe in you. But I will be giving you some tips, some Ludo recommendations, so keep your eye out for that video. Judgment, it's a 140 RPM hand cannon. It's kinetic, and stat-wise, so I already looked at this one and compared the base stats to Palindrome and Fatebringer, which are the top of the top 140s right now in slot. So this is competing a little bit more with Fatebringer than is Palindrome, just because they're in different slots. And all around, it's just right behind them. When I edit this, I'll put a picture up on screen to show you how far behind. It's just minuscule. But as for perks, we've got Ensemble, Encore. This one could be interesting. It's on a hand cannon. But then again, you got to get final blows, and I see that as talking about PvP specifically, so I don't know final blows. How long will that last for? Does it not last all that long? We'll see. Demolitionist, Tunnel Vision's always a good one. Moving Target it's good. It's more of a passive perk, but I like it. Maybe not on hand cannons, but we'll see. Slide Shot. And then we've got Adiago. This one could be interesting. It could be. My biggest worry is it will probably change the fire rate to 120. However, compared to 120 hand cannons, it's not going to have the range that they do. It's going to keep its stats other than impact and fire rate. Timed payload. Could be interesting. Hold on to it. Maybe if we get, hand cannon anti-champions in the future, or if you want to be a nuisance to the people you play against in PvP, that's always a good option too. Adrenaline Junkie, waste of time in my opinion. Multi-kill clip is decent. Does what it can. Osmosis. If we have a season where we have mods for anti-champion that are hand cannon, could be decent, but in this current season, I would probably junk anything that has Osmosis. Opening Shot, always a good perk for PvP. If I had to say a god roll, maybe Moving Target, Opening Shot. I feel like that roll would be very consistent, but we'll have to see once I get my hands on it. Vulpecula, the cousin of Dracula. A precision frame, 180 hand cannon. I believe this one's stasis, correct? Yes, it deals stasis damage. So it does have that headstone perk from stasis, but in this column we've got Ensemble, Shoot to Loot, Encore, Tunnel Vision, Killing Wind, Outlaw, and then we've got Headstone, Adiago, Harmony, Multi-kill clip, Opening Shot, and Explosive Payload. Shoot to Loot, it's a perk. It's definitely more of a PvE perk. It could work in PvP if you've got ammo out in the open and you don't want to leave cover. Just shoot it, you get the ammo. But in PvP, 180s are okay. It depends on the gun more than anything. It's got to be a good roll. But I have touched this one. I did manage to snag one. It wasn't a good roll, but I played with it in the seasonal activity. It feels okay. It's a hand cannon, but I don't have a reason to use this, in my opinion. Currently, that may change come future seasons and patches, but yeah, you've got Killing Wind, Opening Shot. It's always a decent roll for PvP. Legal Action 2. A high impact pulse rifle, so think Stars and Shadows, The Messenger. It's got Heating Up, Surplus, Feeding Frenzy, Underdog, Moving Target, Killing Wind, Adrenaline Junkie, Wellspring, Osmosis, Frenzy, Rampage, and Thresh. That Heating Up Rampage is looking kind of nice. It's got Osmosis and Frenzy, and we do have Unstoppable Pulse Rifles this season, so you always have that option. But really, I think with the Killing Wind, Moving Target, or Moving Target, Killing Wind, Heating Up are all good options for PvP. I'm going to have to find this one with a Rampage and Heating Up roll, because that sounds kind of fun in the Crucible. Moving on. Servant Leader. It is a rapid fire frame scout rifle. Kinetic. I could be wrong, but I believe the Trustee from the Deep Stone's Grip is the only other rapid fire frame we have right now. Let's see what we get. Force times the charm, Tunnel Vision, Heating Up. Oh man, this got a good amount of perks. Shoot to Loot, Underdog, Hipfire, Killing Wind, Surplus, No Distraction, Subsistence, Outlaw, Rapid Hit, Harmony, Frenzy, Multi-kill clip, One for All, Adrenaline Junkie, Snapshot, Unrelenting, Wellspring, Osmosis, Thresh, Kill Clip, and Rampage. This could be interesting. Maybe you get something like Rapid Hit with Kill Clip, Rapid Hit Rampage, or there's multi. Oh, you got Kill Clip and Multi Kill Clip. Harmony could be interesting. It depends on how much of a damage boost Harmony decides to give. I do not know yet. Fractalist. It's going to be a precision frame shotgun, but it's not going to be a slug. Think the Compass Rose that we got recently. Same archetype. We've got Quick Draw, Dual Loader, Slide Shot, Full Auto, Ensemble, Lead from Gold, Trench Barrel, Thresh, Adiago, Opening Shot, Adrenaline Junkie, Harmony. I mean, you can get that Quick Draw Opening Shot for PvP. Harmony, again, could be interesting in both Crucible and PvE scenarios. Adiago could also be interesting because I feel like that should put it into the Fellwinter's archetype for fire and damage. But then again, I have not tested those, so that is yet to be seen. It's a shotgun. Personally, at least in PvP, I only use slugs, and for some reason have never been able to get the feel down for pellets. But that's another story. We've got the Peace Bond. It's a legendary kinetic sidearm. It's the adaptive frame, 491 RPM. And sidearms all around they're in an okay spot in both PvE and PvP. Maybe not okay, maybe just like a little bit under okay, but let's see what it's got. Tunnel Vision, Subsistence, Pulse Monitor, Killing Wind, Rangefinder Under Pressure, Surrounded, Swashbuckler, Demolitionist, Harmony, Snapshot, Headstone. Oh, it is a Stasis. Those are the perks. I don't have much to say on it. I personally rarely use sidearms, and I don't remember the last time I used a sidearm that wasn't for, say, a bounty or something. But maybe save a good roll, and it may be relevant in the future. Let's see, another sidearm. Spoiler alert. I'm going to guess that this one comes from a... Oh, right. I thought it was going to be a Vanguard strike weapon, but that says rank up packages. Maybe from Vanguard. It's 360, the lightweight frame. We got Surplus, Tunnel Vision, Killing Wind, Feeding Frenzy, Under Pressure, Threat Detector, Demolitionist, Osmosis, Swashbuckler, Unrelenting, Frenzy, and High Impact Reserves. I mean, it's a sidearm. That's all I can say, honestly, without lying to you. Because honestly, sidearms I'm not that knowledgeable about. So it could be a really good sidearm just based off the stats and perks on paper, but I am not knowledgeable to know. So if you see one of these sidearms and you think it's potentially could be very cracked, let me know. I want to know because I don't know everything. I'm just a dummy. Shepherd's Watch, a kinetic sniper rifle, 90. It has barrels. What's the zoom? 50. That's not too bad. I believe Frozen Orbit is also 50 to give you some comparison. I don't know what the scope looks like yet, so we'll have to see. It does have opening shot. That's always promising on sniper rifles. Tunnel Vision. Personally, I don't really care for tunnel vision on snipers just because I feel like that goes against how I like to play with them. Maybe you'll like them. I mean, tunnel vision plus opening shot is probably nice and super crispy, but I feel like tunnel vision, you wouldn't get enough use out of it to justify it. Lead from Gold. Lead from Gold could be good because you've got that firing line perk for PvP. No distractions. It's okay. Outlaw. It's okay. Under Pressure. The accuracy buff is good, but I feel like stability on sniper rifles is not worth it unless, you're just banging off shots at Atheon or something. Moving target. So opening shot, moving target, get that fluted barrel and a handling masterwork. And if you get one, let me know. I want to try it. You could also go with Snapshot, but I mean, you've got Frenzy, lead from gold, or Frenzy, or Firing Line lead from gold for PvE. It could be decent. We'll just have to see. And I'm going to butcher this name. We already know it. Cryusura Mellow. High impact frame auto rifle. So, I mean, high impacts have the most range, and we do have anti-barrier auto rifles. And GMs, we all know, play the range game. So we've got dynamic sway reduction, heating up, Encore. Encore could be interesting on auto rifles, depending on how much range it grants. So we'll just have to see. Outlaw, 4 times the charm, Ensemble, Dragonfly, Demolicious multi-kill clip, Frenzy, Harmony, and Thresh. So again, Harmony could be interesting. I'm not sure how much of a damage buff it will be giving at this time. I feel like a broken record saying that, but I feel like it needs reminding. But keep an eye out on that, because if it gives a significant amount of damage, it could be really good. 4 times the charm and Frenzy seem like good options for PvE. Thresh is always there. Thresh is okay, but most of the time I feel like it just gets... Okay. You probably just noticed we had a jump cut. Sorry about that. Sorrow's Verse. Adaptive 600 RPM arc auto rifle. Let's look at these perks. There's a lot of them. Encore, Tunnel Vision, Surplus, 4 times the charm, Heating Up, Feeding Frenzy, Subsistence, Killing Wind, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Zen Moment, Outlaw, Tap to Trigger. Unfortunate that they put Dynamic and Tap to Trigger in the same column. Wellspring, Frenzy, One for All, Thresh, Elemental Capacitor, Adrenaline Junkie, Demolitionist, Unrelenting, Multi-Kill Clip, Harmony, Snapshot Sights, Rampage. It's got plenty of perks that I can see that could go both PvP or PvE. You know, Feeding Frenzy, Multi-Kill Clip, Subsistence, Rampage, Harmony, plus whatever you want. Encore could be very interesting. You know, you got Frenzy and One for All for that PvE activities. Yeah, I mean, it's an auto rifle. I don't feel like it's much of anything special or anything. What's next? Wolf Tone Draw? Wolf Tone Draw. An arrow. Bow and arrow. It is arc, impulse amplifier, sneak bow, ensemble, archer's tempo, shoot to loot, threat detector, harmony, cornered. Interesting that cornered came on a bow. I don't know how much of a difference that will make. Demolitionist, Adiago, Dragonfly. This could be interesting on a bow. And Frenzy. Honestly, there's a couple perks that I feel like if you get them on a bow, especially any bow, just shard it. Impulse Amplifier, I have not found to be very beneficial on bows. Threat Detector, if you're proccing Threat Detector, you're probably a little bit too close to be using a bow. Ensemble, I feel like that may or may not be any benefit. Sneak bow, I mean, it's okay, but why? Cornered, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's not going to do a whole lot. And Frenzy is okay. It's a bow. We do have overload bows, but I feel like there's better options, especially if you're looking into bows for endgame PvE content. Ooh, I did not want to open that new window, but okay. Iota Draconis, a high-impact fusion rifle. Now, let me clarify, I don't know a whole lot about fusion rifles. I have like 4 in my vault. But I do know high impacts did get a tiny nerf. It's really more of an adjustment. but the charge time got increased to 1 second flat. See what we got. Feeding Frenzy, Ensemble. That could be interesting. Heating Up, Under Pressure, Surplus, Lead from Gold, High Impact Reserves. Under Pressure, High Impact Reserves for that PvP fun times. Cornered and Kickstart could be interesting on this weapon, depending on, how much they affect that charge time. Frenzy. I mean, you could go with Frenzy we do have unstoppable fusion rifles. Harmony. Adiago. That'll be interesting because this is already the slowest firing, so how much slower can it get? But I can't really comment on how good this is as on paper because I don't know a lot about fusions. I will leave that to somebody like True Vanguard who knows a lot better than I do. Annual Skate, it's a energy solar hand cannon, 140 RPM. This one I already looked at the stats compared to Palindrome and Fatebringer, and they all beat this one out. And even the Judgment hand cannon that we saw earlier, the base stats are better. You got Outlaw, Surplus, Triple Tap, Slide Shot, Tunnel Vision, Opening Shot, Time Payload, Dragonfly, Multi-Kill Clip, Wellspring, PV, and Swashbuckler. These perks, the combinations I see are more for PvE. If we do ever get Hand Cannon Anti-Champion back, which I assume we will at some point, you could go like Triple Tap, Swashbuckler, Triple Tap, Time Payload. It's okay. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of good in anything. The Darkest Before, a arc, rapid fire frame, pulse rifle. Let's look at these perks. And I do not know, but I'll compare it to Grid Skipper and Time Worn Spire just to see how these base stats. I'll put it up on screen, don't worry. Tunnel Vision, Surplus, Overflow. Ooh, interesting. Slide Shot, Subsistence, Quick Draw, Rampage, Wellspring, Unrelenting, Elemental Capacitor, One for All, and Full Auto. Right off the bat, I mean, Tunnel Vision's good, but you don't really have a perk to reload with. I know True Vanguard is a fan of Subsistence Rampage on his Time Worn Spire. You've got that here. Elemental Capacitor, if you're playing an Arc subclass, get that extra stability. I feel like Full Auto and Overflow could be interesting, but I guess we'll have to see. And this one is an old Trials of the Nine, so we'll get it from Prophecy once they get that fixed. Forge's Pledge. Let's see, this is a 390 RPM adaptive frame. It's going to be solar. Let's see what it's got perk-wise. Zen Moment, Auto-Loading, Quick Draw, Surplus, Tunnel Vision, and Heating Up. Wellspring, Snapshot, Rampage, Multi-Kill Clip, Unrelenting, Elemental Capacitor. You've got that Tunnel Vision, Multi-Kill Clip. That's always going to feel nice and crispy. Rampage plus Heating Up. Maybe depending on, your magazine management. But other than that, just looking on the perks, it seems like an okay pulse rifle. Just simply with the perks it has. Contingency Plan, a arc. Oh, it's a vest. Nice. I like vest weapons. I like the design of them. It's an arc rapid fire scout rifle. Let's see what we got. Firmly Planted, Tunnel Vision, Outlaw, No Distraction, Subsistence, Surplus, Unrelenting, Thresh, Frenzy, Kill Clip, Elemental Capacitor, and One for All. Tunnel Vision, Kill Clip is always an option, but it's okay. One for All is good for PvE, so is Frenzy. But other than, Outlaw Kill Clip would probably be PvP-wise the best option, but there's not a lot there with that I like. A Sudden Death. This is going to be part of the aggressive frame, so think Fellwinter's, Astral. see what we can get here. Threat detector, field prep, slide shot, grave robber, pulse, surplus, wellspring, frenzy, snapshot, 1-2 punch. Interesting. Elemental capacitor and surrounded. It's an arc special. I mean, in PvP, it's competing with Fellwinter's, and I can't think of a name, but it's the shotgun that comes from Vault of Glass. Holy crap. I don't know why my brain does that sometimes. Stat-wise, I'll look at it here in a minute. I'll put on the screen how it compares stat-wise to probably Fellwinter's, because that's the go-to for slot. The Comedian, which is one of the Nightfall weapons, so there's an Adept version that can get the Adept mods. Subsistence on a shotgun. This is going to be aggressive. Oh, another aggressive. So I'll compare the Comedian, the Trials one, and Fellwinter, put them up on screen just so you can see how it is. It's going to be Void. See, Bottomless Grief. That could be interesting. Trench. I mean, it's going to be weird to proc, but Bottomless Grief plus Trench Barrel could be interesting. Let's see. Bottomless Grief, Lead from Gold, Hipfire, Subsistence. That's interesting to have on a shotgun. Genesis. Okay. Adrenaline Junkie, Unrelenting, One for All, Trench Barrel, Thresh, Vorpal. Honestly, looking at the perks, there's not a lot here that I'm liking. I mean, Subsistence Trench Barrel could be interesting. Subsistence Vorpal. But, I mean, that's it. I mean, I think there is the possibility for maybe a PvP build with Adrenaline Junkie, but I'll have to get my hands on it and we'll see. A sidearm. This is going to be a Void. A Swift Verdict. Full auto. Surplus. Oh, it's also 260 rounds per minute. Slide shot, Killing Wind, Tunnel Vision, Threat Detector, Wellspring, Zen Moment, Disruption Break, Kill Clip, Surrounded, Rangefinder. I mean, you got Kill Clip, Tunnel Vision. I honestly don't know how good this archetype is in the Crucible right now, so we'll just have to see. But Kill Clip, Tunnel Vision, that sounds pretty juicy. Another sidearm. Punching Out. It's going to be a solar one. It's a Suros Rapid Fire frame. So we've got Overflow. Oh, interesting. Killing Wind, Feeding Frenzy, Tunnel Vision, Surplus, Subsistence, Grave Robber, Quick Draw, Rangefinder, Threat Detector, Moving Target, and Encore. Holy cow, that's a stack of perks and a half. Adrenaline Junkie, Frenzy, High Impact Reserves, Harmony, Elemental Capacitor, Kill Clip, Wellspring, Swashbuckler, Surrounded, Unrelenting, Thresh, and Snapshot. Like I've mentioned at least twice already, I don't know a lot about sidearms, so I mean, I see the perks, but I don't know if the stats or the archetype are good currently in the sandbox we have. But I see options like Feeding Frenzy and Kill Clip, Tunnel Vision, Kill Clip, Subsistence, Swashbuckler, you know. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be. A Long Walk. I'm excited for this one. It's an aggressive frame sniper, so think Frozen Orbit. It's solar, which I don't believe we have a solar aggressive frame. Give me something good. So we've got Slide Shot, Outlaw, Clown Cartridge, Killing Wind, interesting, Overflow, Quick Draw, Adrenaline Junkie, Firing Line, Frenzy, Snapshot, and Moving Target. So already for PvE, you got Clown Cartridge and Overflow, and depending on the whatever you're doing, so maybe Atheon Ensemble could be good. But you've got Firing Line and Frenzy over here. That could be interesting. PvP wise, it does have a zoom of 50, same as Frozen Orbit. I don't know what the scope looks like yet, but I see Moving Target, Killing Wind, plus, you know, like a fluted barrel. So this one, once I get my hands on a at least halfway decent roll, I will be doing a video on that. You can bet on it. So keep your eye out for that. Canis Major, a solar heavy grenade launcher, rapid fire frame, and let's see what we can get. Ensemble, I mean, that could be interesting. Maybe if you're in somewhere where you're gonna be close to allies. Killing Wind, Surplus, Field Prep, Clown Cartridge, and Impulse Amplifier, Rampage, Kill Clip, Vorpal, Adiago, Chain Reaction, and Unrelenting. I mean, it's a heavy grenade launcher. I feel like, and this is just my opinion, but legendary heavy grenade launchers, they're really all just the same exact thing, in my opinion. This is, get out of my way, Reed's Regret. This is going to be a Trials reward. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. It says, trust me, Savathun, as Osiris. It's Stasis. So, let's see. Surplus, Heating Up, Quick Draw, Killing Wind, Hipfire Grip, Clown Cartridge, Triple Tap. Ooh, you can get Triple Tap Vorpal on this. Celerity, Headstone, Rampage, Firing Line, Adiago, Vorpal. I'm going to have to double check my numbers, but I believe Firing Line is now a 20% bonus. So Triple Tap, Firing Line, Vorpal's always a good option. But if you haven't watched it yet, I have a video out on the mods, and there is a good mod for linear fusion rifles and fusion rifles. But this could be a really good boss weapon and champions too. So there will be somewhere in a corner a link to my video on the artifact and all the mods, but it's the very last one, and I kind of hope that you'll watch all the way through. But if not, you can just skip to the end and see what that's about. Ascendancy, a solar rocket launcher. This is going to be the seasonal ritual weapon. So Adored, Salvager Salvo, and the fusion rifle that I can't think the name of because it sucked. Precision frame. I'm very glad that they made a precision frame because rockets all do the same amount of damage, but the precision frame has auto tracking, which is nice because sometimes I can't aim for shit. So we've got options between Impulse Amplifier and Ambitious Assassin, both good perks. And then we've got Explosive Light, which we had before on the grenade launcher, the Wendigo. So picking up an orb of power increases the projectile's blast radius and damage. And then we've got Chain Reaction. So, I mean, Impulse Amplifier for Explosive Light would probably be the boss option. And then if you're going for Add Clear, Ambitious, and Chain Reaction. I don't have my hands on it yet, and once I do, there'll be a video. Keep your eye out for that too. But yeah, I mean, just on paper, it looks pretty good for a rocket launcher. I'm not sure the percentage increase of damage from Explosive Light, and I am also unsure if that stacks with the damage from Godslayer Warheads. I think they should because one's a perk and then the other's a buff, but that could be some good damage. Last, we have the Hothead, which is the other Nightfall weapon that we've got this season. Adaptive frame. So let's see. We've got Ensemble. I don't think that'll be very good on a rocket launcher. Maybe for the reload speed. You got Tracking Module, which is always nice because rockets are kind of hard to aim. Field Prep. So Tracking and Field Prep and potentially Ensemble are probably the best things in slot. And then you've got Clown Cartridge, Vorpal, Danger Zone, Thresh. Oh, this can get Explosive Light too. And Adrenaline Junkie. I really wish that Clown Cartridge was in this column here. So you could go like Clown Cartridge, Vorpal, or Clown Cartridge, Explosive Light. But Field Prep and Tracking are probably best in slot here. And that is it for all the brand new weapons. So not done quite yet. We got 3 more exotics to look at. So Titans are getting the no backup plans. And all 3 of these are Destiny 1 exotics. I believe they've been changed a little bit. It's been a while since I played Destiny 1. This is Force Multiplier. When you have full melee energy, Shotgun Final Blows activate your defensive strike and consume your melee energy. Shotgun Final Blows also give you melee energy. I'm excited to have this one. And I'm excited to play it on Defenders with Chaperone and channel my inner Destiny Fun Police. For Hunters, we have Radiant Dance Machines. Actifying your dodge ability while near targets allows you to dodge additional times for a short period. I'm not sure how much this is a buff, and I don't play Hunter enough, so I can't really comment on how good this exotic will be. I'll have to reach out to my buddy Dez and see what he thinks, because he is my source of information for Hunter knowledge. Nothing Manacles. For Warlocks, you gain an additional scatter grenade charge, enables tracking for scatter grenade projectiles. I feel like this exotic, just on paper, has the potential to be very good. It could be okay, or it could be absolutely awful. Just one of those 3 and nowhere in between. I'm leaning towards either makes scatter grenades very good or they're still useless. I really hope it just makes them somewhat usable. But that is it for all the weapons. As I get my hands on them, you'll be seeing reviews from me. And I hope you guys have a good day and wish you the best of luck farming for God rolls this season. And I'll catch you next time.